So today's goal is to get some lambs moved around so we can get Bert, the ram, moved from the bank barn over into the second pen of ewes. So when I bring that second ram over, I want to be able to open up and even have this front section open to him and these ewes. So we're going to move these 3 feeder lambs over and put them in with a pen of 5 feeder lambs, all the ewes over there, because those will be the last group to go, and they're all about the same size. So we'll get them loaded up here in the trailer and head over to the bank barn. So what I did here is I cut this pen in half. I put those 5 ewe lambs on the other end. That way I can open up this end, kind of use it in an alleyway, run those 3 lambs off the back of the trailer, straight through the little office section right here into this pen, and intermingle these guys. Those 3 lambs on the trailer and 2 of these ewe lambs will be going on the same date in December, so they're all roughly close to the same size. Make things a little bit more efficient on me, only feeding in one area and watering in one area. So we'll just go ahead and get those guys unloaded into this pen. Go. Go. Go, you go too. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Come on, go, go, go. Let's go. Come on. Let's move. Come on, he's already up there. Keep moving. Keep moving. Keep moving. In. 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 So everybody seems to be getting along. I just fed them and gave them water. One thing I forgot at the house, actually 2 things. One is to bring that feeder over, the little black plastic feeder that I had for these 3 lambs, to add it here. That way there's more feeder space for everybody spread out. They'll be all right till in the morning. And the other thing, I forgot to bring a halter over to take out Bert, the ram. So I ended up having to use an old cattle halter we had here. He wasn't a fan of it that much. Then again, but I was able to get it on him and get him out to the trailer, and I really didn't film any of it because I was more worried that it wasn't going to work, and I didn't want him to tear up the camera or anything wherever I had it sitting, so I just went for it. I don't know if Bert's happy or sad to be in the trailer. So we're getting ready to unload Bert. I got a different style marking harness. It's the same principle. This is made by Weaver Livestock. I was able to pick this up locally. I didn't have time to order another Premier one, and so I saw they had these at our local supply shop. So I picked this up because I wanted to try something different just to see if I like this setup any better. So we'll get him out, tie him onto the side of the trailer. I went ahead and put the marking crown on there like it suggested, and I'll try to get this fitted to him, and then we'll put him with that pen of ewes. So we got that on. It wasn't really that bad to put on, but it was the first time I put it on an animal. Actually, first time I took it out of the package. Once I got everything where it was supposed to go, it snapped it on. It seems to adjust really easy. I know it seems really tight right now, but it's not. I'll come back in a day or so and readjust everything once it kind of like settles into its wool and he kind of moves it around. See that it has that crown right here in the front of his chest area. I'll get that realigned He's not liking being tied up too much, but we'll go ahead and get him in there into that pen of the ewes. So we got this center section of the pen opened up for these ewes. That way there'll be more room when we put that ram in. And this is also the first time that these two rams have actually seen each other. So there's a couple reasons why we waited about 6 weeks before we started putting the ram in with this second group of ewes. One of them being that some of the ewes in this group are Rusty's offspring from 2021, and then we wanted them to be at least a year old when they'd be due to lamb in 2022. And by putting the ram in at this time, we'll achieve that. Another reason is we wanted to kind of let Rusty in with this first group of ewes. There's one more ewe in this group. We wanted more of them covered. So that way we'll have lambs at 2 different times to fulfill our need in the late summer and early fall for some of our processing appointments. And one of my biggest fears, and I'm gonna have to watch them right now, is that this ram or Rusty gets out of their pen, tears up their pen, basically trying to fight the other ram. We're gonna keep an eye on that, make sure they stay separated. They can basically reach across this little aisleway and touch noses. And I hope that's not gonna be an issue because most of the ewes in Rusty's pen have already been covered. I'm really hoping that there's no reason for either ram to try to get into the opposite pen, but who knows, they're animals, they may want to fight and just tear up everything doing it. So in the first week that Bert has been in with this group of ewes, he has marked 5 of 8 of them, so that's a good sign for us. But one issue we have run into are the 2 rams. Over the first 2 days of being able to see each other, they have wanted to come up and stick their heads across the little alleyway I had set up. And instead of fighting each other, they just wanted to snort and grunt towards each other, make a little bit of noise, and then one of them would walk away and the other one would end up beating up the gate. And then the one would come back over to snort and grunt some more at the other one, and then he would leave, and then the other one would take turns beating up the gate. So now I had to put up some plywood over those 2 just so they can't see each other right there, because those gates were still good. But they had them laid over, this side was laid over, and you can see this gate is just totally destroyed. And at the cost of about $75 to $90 a gate, I couldn't have that. So that's why the plywood's there temporarily until I can build some new wooden gates to kind of separate their pins, make them a little stronger, and give them a little bit more room between each other. But other than that, once I put up the plywood, it's pretty much stopped. Other than this one little area, they'll still want to come up, stick their heads over, snort at each other. But I guess we'll have that and live and learn. We know to get stronger gates with these 2 rams here so close to each other. So in about 10 days, we're going to check back in with Bert, put another marking crown on him, and see how it goes from there and which ewes he continues to mark. Well, that'll wrap up this video. Thanks for watching.